Very nice. Very nice.
You were playing the melody.
Yeah, no.
I liked it.
Well,
Play the melody.
yeah, no.
Nobody plays the melody. Play the melody.
I mean, this is a simplistic version with just quarter notes. It's not really quarter notes the way it's normally played, right? I mean, but you can.
Well, see, it all depends. If you're playing the melody by yourself, you can phrase it however you
Yeah,
want.
exactly.
When you're playing the melody like this, you need to play it as it's written so that everybody sticks together. But
Same truth as vibrato. Don't vibrato unless you're by yourself.
by yourself. Otherwise, you better do the same vibrato as everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's takes
Tough.
some work.
That's
I think
hard.
it's the bassy band. That's about it. So just go.
Like a lot of vibrato in jazz in general. Right?
No, there's
There
not.
is not.
Not a lot.
Depends on
I've
how.
had to like really train myself to not like try to turn that off.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure,
Just be, like,
absolutely.
so instinctive.
I worked with a
Wait, nobody does that.
I worked with a classical violinist for a while who was playing jazz. She was in my graduate program and she was phenomenal, but it was all vibrato all the time, and we just kept Kevin like, stop, no, stop.
Nope. Trombone will get into the same
Not even
thing.
thinking about it.
Yeah, because it's just for her, it's just automatic. It's just what she was trained to do, and so she would had to be very conscious about like, all right, no, straight notes, straight.
The saxophone before the 50s roughly was a lot more vibrato.
There was a lot more. Yeah, big band in general would have a lot.
Yeah.
Same thing with trombone. Like if you were playing lead pre-1940,
Yeah.
then there's the trombone, and even then, kind of to that point, it's like the lead guy, whoever's playing the first alto or first trombone, or first, you can, but no, but everybody else is like, it's too hard to get together. I perpetually just think of Chet Baker singing. It's the perfect, just absolutely perfect on like what, he just sits there on the pitch. There's never any, there's just, that's the one that I want. We got.
Well, and I can say for myself, I was playing for a teacher at one point, and I was using a lot of vibrato, and he was like, stop. You're using vibrato because you don't know where the note is, because you don't hear that you're not in tune. Or like, I guess I was hearing that I wasn't in tune, and I was trying to fake it, right? He was like, you're not playing vibrato to play vibrato. You're playing vibrato because you're out of tune, and you're trying to hide the fact that you're out of tune. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. Like, you got me. Like,
When I was in college, we had a lot of the opera program at San Jose State was very, very good. The vocal program in general, and as my ear got better as a trombone player, I heard more and more of where the center of the pitch was off. You can make it a half step or a whole step on either side, and just big, wide, like as you get into it more and more, you're like you're not ornamenting the thing that's correct.
right.
So let's bring it back in and get it right down the rails first, and then worry about vibrato at some point.
Yeah, but I think vibrato's last.
Yes.
Right. In the hierarchy of things that are important, hierarchies. I mean,
Yeah.
vibrato.
Pitch is much earlier.
Vibrato is last.
She and I are supposed to have a little bit of terminal vibrato, right? On
Nope.
notes that are held out, you can have. Oh,
Nope.
really? No.
Nope.
So-
Especially if you're playing together. Nope.
Think bluegrass fiddle player. Straight notes.
Coltrane's not putting vibrato. Henderson's not. Like I'm not.
Very, very little. Vibrato in jazz is very, very seldom.
Yeah. On like a ballad occasionally, if you're the only person playing the melody, maybe. But stylistically, by and large,
Not there.
really, not there.
It's the same with the pedal on the piano. It's like
Yeah.
you don't really use it. Yeah, and here and there maybe, not much.
You still, when you're soloing, you are quieter than a flute. You're all right. I'm just gonna keep prodding at you until something changes.
Sometimes I have a hard time like knowing that you're picking up on your solo, in part because of volume is like a cue, right? Someone's starting a solo, and then same with you. I kept thinking you were maybe going to jump in, but then not,
Yeah.
and then they carried the team for like a long time. With the head starting on the second beat, I was just like, oh, whenever we
Yep.
jump back in,
Yeah, you gotta-
I'm gonna be 3 notes late.
With this one, you got to be on top of it. Yeah, you got to get that at the end at the last bar. You got to get the pickups
Right.
into the
You don't
melody.
wanna
Yeah.
Cut somebody off of their
No, you
solo
don't.
another time,
Yeah.
Then you need to come in with it.
It's one of the scary parts of being one of the melody players, is that that's why trumpet players have the aesthetic that they have. They're just like, it's now, guys. Like, and it doesn't matter if you're done or not. You go, oh, he's playing. All right. Like, you pretty quick find out that your solo is done.
And then that's kind of okay, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, all things a matter of taste, but like on a gig, whoever's playing melody is the boss.
Yeah.
Everything is intended to be like there instead of voice, right? If you're a vocalist and they're going, there is no great, like, and you're like, shush. That person's not calling you back. The difficulty of making a single note on a melodic instrument means that you kind of have the hierarchy, not to mention sitting on the top of the sound. Trumpet players, they're the loudest thing, and so if there's a train wreck and none of us know where we had a hard time. I got 2 beats ahead,
One or
and
two
then
beats ahead, yeah.
and then I fixed it to be 1 beat ahead, and then eventually got back there. If the stuff gets fully train wreck, if you're on a gig and everything is gone, and the plane has run into the mountain,
We've all been there.
it happens. Nobody knows, and then the trumpet player goes.
That's it.
It doesn't matter where we are in the tune.
Boom.
Everyone shut up.
That's
We're
where
at the
we are in the
top.
tune. Yep.
Saving
That's where we
grace.
are, correct. Same with the vocalist, I would say the same exact thing. The vocalist comes back in, doesn't matter if
Doesn't
they're
matter.
early, it doesn't matter if you're late, doesn't matter what, just vocalist, boom, that's where you are.
I played a gig recently with a bass player that, like, in rehearsal was like, no, that's not, like saying words in front of an audience at a vocalist who was doing something. And I was just like, never play with this guy ever. A lot of what we're doing, especially difficult as the melodic instruments, your job is to be, one of my biggest pet peeves in all of jazz is the horn players that finish their solo and walk off the stage and grab a beer, or are on stage and look at their phone. It's just disgusting. We all sat here and listened to you. I mean, especially like as a rhythm section player now, man, when I played trombone, I was there and being like, yeah, man, we're on there all on the boat getting across the river together the whole time. If you're not thinking of the tune the entire time, you are doing yourself and the band a disservice. So really, like, it gets difficult, but there is, if you know where the top of the form is and you're listening to the solo, a good soloist, and then somebody will pick it up. During solos, being really careful, listening really hard on whether or not someone's soloing or you aren't. Like, if somebody's soloing, unless it's trad jazz, playing over them can be a difficult thing. Especially if it's a bass solo, probably not gonna want to like put backgrounds. I've been in bad bands or in bad situations. The bass player's taking a solo and 3 horns are going, like, and you're like going. The bass player is covered. You will not
You
be
were
able.
playing bass notes, so when he was soloing, it sounded really good. I mean,
Yeah,
playing-
that's very different because the role of the bass is fundamental. So if he, as the bass player, is taking solo, he's turning into a horn player for a while. And so because of my left hand being low enough, that lower melody gets to be filled. Not every bass player likes that. I play with him all the time. And no, he and I have a lot of similar feelings about music and have figured some of that stuff out. I know that if he's soloing, I can walk a bass line.
What you guys are doing there is pretty unusual, though, too, right? Because
Yes and no.
Your piano player will just play chords on 4 and 1 or something.
Yeah, we both, again, in our proclivities being similar, both of us disagree with the tradition as it's turned into of everybody not supporting the bass player during their solo. Many, many times you'll hear everybody cut out. That I was a convention originally because bass was hard to record and was quiet because they were on gut strings, and a bunch of people couldn't play with arco. And so everybody had to quiet down so it could get on the record. And so there's been this thing that's been happening over and over again. And before I met Nate, I also still was like, no, do you want me to? I can play behind you. Everybody else is getting, fiery and getting stuff behind and building up, and we're all doing this thing together. And then the bass player plays, and then everyone's like, oh God. And the audience, there's all these jokes about everybody talking over the bass player because when they solo, everybody leaves them out to dry. No, play something behind them. If you're the rhythm section, the drummer just cuts out completely. Here's 2 and 4. Everything else in the entire tune is like everybody else got all this love, and then the bass player, you're like, yeah, you've been working this whole time, and now never mind, don't worry about it. I'm gonna go by.
Making music together, and then all of a sudden the bass player's on his own. Sucks.
Nate and I are playing together enough that I know that that's what he wants, and it makes his solo a lot more fun, and makes it so that his range where he gets to go changes. And I know that he's getting, as he gets up more on the instrument, it's that much easier to hear it over him. And where it's kind of managed, same thing with trombone was like, if on my lower side of the instrument, it just didn't really work to be able to play over stuff. There's a certain area of the instrument you kind of got to be in. Guitar kind of has that same
It is
thing.
very much, and for guitar has the same thing. Trying to solo down low on the guitar, nobody's going to hear you. You need to be in the middle or higher to actually get through the band.
So yeah, you're doing fine. Yeah, just be careful on making sure everybody's listening to all the solos and not covering anybody. So much of that is just if you're present in what's going on and kind of understanding and looking around and really listening to the solos, if you have a good band. And if it's a couple beats here or there, like it's fine. Like don't worry about it. I mean, if you miss the first 3 notes of the melody, so be it. If you decide to make a background that at the end of every form, sure, dude, you can do that a couple times and that's not bad. You can get the horn player, sure. Yeah, there's the kind of worst bands I think will kind of be like in the more subtle bands, somebody will kind of tap their head saying like, here we go. I always loved in the salsa band, somebody would just throw a big fist up in the air and like, it's time kind of thing.
Time to move on.
When to
Yeah.
move
Time
on,
time to
when
go
you're
to the next section or back to the melody or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So much of it is just doing it a couple times, going to the jams and finding out. That's the same as truth of like the ebb and flow of people's solos and when they're done or not done, or some saxophone maybe taking 2 more than you'd think they would or should, and all the more easy when you have a band or people that you're playing with regularly. Thank you all so much for being here. Appreciate you.